Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Stray Gods. Once again, got a little bit of a mess back here. Still cleaning up, still reorganizing. It's better than it was before, but until I get the boxes out of the way and the notepad off of the floor. Actually, that's just a cardboard box, but smaller. I think that might have been part of a Nintendo Labo thing. It will not necessarily look better. For now, though, more Stray Gods. The plot so far. Grace, framed for the death of... well, not necessarily framed, but the gods, the Greek gods, the chorus, think that she killed Calliope. Calliope showed up at her doorstep, died, her power, her soul, her eidolon, passed on to Grace. There is a problem with that, but we'll get to that. We talked to Apollo, we talked to Persephone. Persephone originally didn't like us, but we convinced her that Calliope, wow, might actually have chosen to pass on her powers to you. We still need to talk to Pan. Like, the goal was to talk to Pan. We wanted to talk to Aphrodite, because if we showed up in Aphrodite's party, maybe we were able to talk to Pan, or find out what Pan might be wanting. But it turns out Aphrodite's party was basically celebrating her death day before she passes on her eidolon to somebody else. And the reason why she wanted to pass her eidolon is the problem that Calliope's eidolon is going to have on us, is that Calliope's memories will eventually become Grace's memories. Not Persephone. Aphrodite's memories disappear when she transfers her eidolon from herself into another person, but they always come back, and she cannot deal with her memories, and then she sets herself up to die so that she could transfer herself to somebody else and then forget again, which is a very vicious cycle. Possibly murders multiple people. They reference the war. They call this war that had happened in the past. It sounds like they're talking about World War II, is my guess. It's not that hidden. Like the fact that, like, they describe this war as in, like, Aphrodite got captured during the war, tortured, and then her husband, Hephaestus, went to the other side and made weapons, and there are images of nuclear bombs. So there's that. And she's changed out her body like 4 or 5 times before this. So if the year in the game is the same as the year now, that means that she has ended 4 or 5 people's lives within less than 70 years. But we talked her into not doing that, so hopefully that's done. And that also leads me to my new theory. So previously, my theory was that Athena was the one who killed Calliope, because Athena's all like, well, you're a god now, but we don't want people usurping God's powers, so you're going to have to die. Rules are rules. Oops. But my new theory is that Calliope, or Calliope in junction with Apollo. Like, Apollo either killed Calliope, or Calliope killed herself, in an attempt to save the chorus. Apollo has been a bit on the distant side this entire time, which I feel like he might be hiding, like, he's using his demeanor as kind of like hiding what he might know. But he also discusses the issues with prophecy, is that if you know your future, you will seek out your future. That prophecy isn't always very tangible. And I wonder if he presented some sort of prophecy to Calliope, and Calliope followed that prophecy to bring her Eidolon to Grace, in the intention that Grace will then go along to all of the chorus members and fix the problems that have been plaguing the chorus for so long. Like, and the reason why that idea kind of sticks out to me is specifically because of Grace's visitation to Aphrodite. You combine that with Grace's visitation to Persephone, like getting Persephone to open up, but getting Aphrodite to change. It makes me think that Calliope knew that Grace was going to do that based on Apollo's prophecy, and maybe Apollo had told her such prophecy. So maybe Apollo didn't even do it, and Calliope just chose to do it herself because she wanted to follow that prophecy. But because this game does focus on choice, like prophecy is vague, it doesn't necessarily mean it will lead to the future that you expect it to. For now, our future is going to take us to Freddy. Let's go to Freddy's place, which is also my place. We're roommates. And then we'll go to Pan. And see what
Hey.
pans out.
Miss Muse.
Miss Muse.
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
Well, I stopped the goddess of love from killing herself, I guess.
Whoa. Do gods have interventions? You know, they're nothing like I thought they would be. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
Also, a reminder that the song, the red version of the song at Aphrodite's party is amazing. It is like top tier musical song, like a fantastic rock musical set piece. What do you know about the gods? You know more than I do.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were, maybe.
Still might be useful. There's gotta be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
Tell me about Apollo.
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that.
There
Our
has to be a
sun god
level in between.
Had a reputation.
There has to be a level in between Horn Dog and Zeus.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry, she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true.
Tell me about Pan.
You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into a sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
Hey, I heard about a statue about you having sex with a goat.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9, though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
Sounds exactly the same. Tell me about Athena.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her, then.
Tell me about the idols.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me? I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost, but also what might still be out there.
Tell me about the other
There might be
gods.
other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with their own pantheon. So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right? And all those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere and no one would know.
It's like a whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi?
Stop fangirling about your gods. We've got a present crisis to deal with. Also, if they travel to Australia, it would be really confusing to tell the gods where you travel to, because then you'd be like, oh, where did you travel to? I went down under. What does that
I
mean?
wonder how much of those
You dead?
stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each
Just
other.
give me the cliff notes
Really?
of the cliff
Nothing
notes.
definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
How are Kaz and Brian?
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came
Our other
home, that you're
bandmates.
okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Is he
Where's
crashing
Kaz?
on
Oh.
Brian's big... Oh.
Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
All right. Sorry about the band. You could probably tell Kaz and Brian what happened after I died.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
I feel like the sound mixing in this conversation is a little off. Like, every so often, Freddy, like, gets a little quieter, gets a little louder again, gets a little quieter, gets a little louder again. How have the idols stayed secret?
Weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline, Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Weird
I could name, like, probably a couple of them.
Right.
Nah, they'd be too focused on diversive politics.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
I know you can talk all day, but I only have 6 days left. Pan! I've ignored you for a whole single. And also another song. Oh, is that the guy that turned into a tree?
Grace, but I'm afraid that look on your face might be catching.
What is this place?
It's a garden, darling. Surely even mortals have them.
This building. All those people I passed getting up here. Are they all idols?
Oh, at least some of them. Welcome to Olympus, dear Grace. Our home hidden away in plain sight. Marvelous, isn't it?
So, in their previous song, when Pan came to our apartment, it cut away from the apartment to this tree. So it's almost as though Pan manifested his home within Grace's single.
How many idols are there? I've met, less than 12?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30. Our numbers have dwindled so much I've stopped keeping track.
I didn't know there were that many gods.
You
We're
didn't
not
know
all
there were
equally
any
legendary,
gods.
It's true. Some idols were barely worshipped, others not at all. Indeed, not all of us are idols. Some are merely immortal. Hangers-on, if you will. You'll meet them all.
Just merely immortal.
Idols live here? I mean, Calliope didn't, obviously. Apollo doesn't either.
One must have special dispensation from Our Lady of Wisdom, Athena, before they can take up a private dung heap like Apollo's.
Am I gonna have to give up my apartment?
That's rather putting the cart before the horse, darling. First, you must outlive the week.
That is a good goal.
Right. Good point.
Is Olympus hidden? Or, like, there's a video game called Control. And in Control, within the universe of Control, there's a building called the Federal Bureau of Control. You cannot find it unless you are looking for it. So if you are looking at it, you will not recognize it. You will not seek it out. You will only see it and recognize it if you are looking for it. So there's a little bit going on for it's. I feel like that's kind of the question that Grace is asking here.
I've passed this part of the city 100 times. I've never seen this building. Was it always here? Or...
Our Lady Hecate provides glamours that allow certain things to go unseen, such as my glorious horns. Olympus is the same. Those invited see it. Those who aren't see exactly what they expect. It's not anywhere as grand as in the old country, but it serves its purpose.
Also, glamour reminds me a little bit of The Wolf Among Us. A little bit of overlap between these two storylines. I've seen somebody compare the art style in this game to The Wolf Among Us. Like that kind of comic stylization.
I don't know, Pan. Olympus seems pretty grand to me.
As if mortals would know any better. This isn't the first time you've been here. I'm sure Hermes took you to Athena's dreary office.
That's here? Huh.
Good one, that Hermes. Almost as dull-witted as the original, but biddable.
You asked me to meet you here?
I did. Though I feared you might decline, considering your rather callous rejection earlier. Regardless, my pride is intact, as is the favor you owe me, which I now wish to collect.
Okay, what do you expect of me? I'm not breaking the rules for you.
Fine. But just so you know, I'm not doing anything that's against the rules. I already have one trial coming.
Grace, baby, Boobala, have I ever led you astray?
Not yet.
Here's the thing. A friend has begged for my help, and you're far better suited than I to offer what he requires. I'll give you a key to reach the reliquary where he resides. You help him, and then we're even. If that's not enough incentive, the reliquary is also where you'll find the lovely Hecate. A sorceress of her power could aid your quest. What do you say?
What is a reliquary?
What is this reliquary? Doesn't that have something to do with the bones of saints or something?
Not those relics. Our relics. The relics of ancient gods. Magical treasures collected over thousands of years. Books, mainly. We store them in a faraway place so no one unsavory can get their hands on them.
And where is this
Unsavory like
faraway place?
Unsavory like most. Athena has decreed that these relics are not to be used by any save Hecate and herself. A rather dull waste of so much amassed knowledge and power, but who am I to judge? I'm not leader of the chorus.
Is the reliquary dangerous?
If these relics are off limits, does that mean they're dangerous?
Some, but I'm not asking you to chase after any of that nonsense. In fact, I'd advise against it.
But what if one of those relics could help me?
My, such an adventurer you are. It's possible, but ask Hecate first. She, and I mean this with complete and uncharacteristic seriousness, is not an idol you or anyone wishes to cross.
Would Hecate really help me?
This Hecate, do you think she could help me?
If she's of a mind. She is the goddess of dark magic, the creator of all our marvelous glamours. If anyone can help you, it is she.
And if she's not of a mind?
That is a question. What does of a mind...
Grace, that part is up to you. I can't be expected to do everything, can I?
Yes. What kind of favor do you expect me to do?
This person I'm to help. What does he want? And why can't you do it?
Well, Grace, there are some things you're better equipped
I'm sure
to
it's
handle than I.
related
This,
to my
as
ability
I
to
understand
see
it, is
into
a
his
delicate
heart.
matter of the heart. One that requires a muse's hand.
A matter of the heart.
What, did you think I was sending you to rough someone up? Set something aflame? Don't be absurd.
Elbow
The man
drop
has an
something off
issue
the
with
ropes?
his love life. Even if you can't help him, I'll treat the effort as worth the favor.
That's
So
it?
that's it? Fix up someone's love life? Nothing trickier than that?
Oh, the way you talk, Grace. It makes me blush.
Well, it's just that...
I trade in willing favors, Grace. If I didn't, no one would want to do as I ask, and then where would I be? I may seem untrustworthy, but allow me to reassure you. If I wish you harm, you will walk into that harm knowingly and with open arms.
Thanks for the reassurance.
That's exactly what someone untrustworthy would say.
It will not take you long to learn, dear Grace, that among the idols there are fewer truth-tellers than there are liars. Truths can be hard, after all. But deception? Deception is as boring as it is simple.
I'll consider it.
I'll think about it. But no promises.
Marvelous. The gentleman you seek is named Asterion. Love.
Isn't he starring in Baldur's
Now,
Gate
if
3?
there's nothing else you need.
Isn't there an Asterion in Baldur's Gate 3? I have not started playing that yet. What do you know about Medusa?
That depends. What can you tell me about Medusa?
That is a rather peculiar subject change.
Her name came up at Aphrodite's party. I'd like to look into it.
You'll find Medusa at a dingy little club appropriately named the Viper's Nest. Give her my regards. Do tell me you'll be careful if you go there, Grace. Medusa is a hideous creature and should be treated as such.
I'll be careful. What could go wrong?
Darling, there are so many responses to that, I can't pick just one. I'll send a package to your domicile that contains directions and the key you'll need to reach the reliquary.
I said no promises.
Well, if you decide to go, Grace, you'll still need all those things. Say hello to darling Hecate on my behalf, will you?
Suppose I could do that. If I do it. I still haven't said that I was doing the thing. Shall we talk to Persephone again? Like, I remember Apollo saying to give her his regards. Or should we go straight to the reliquary? Like, I'm pretty sure we went straight from the party to Persephone, and then we just got caught up in the moment. Yeah, let's go to the reliquary. Oh, we took Freddy with us.
In that shipping container, I was expecting, I don't know, rats.
Yeah.
Instead we have... Where the hell are we?
It's hard to say. Weren't we going to some kind of library?
That's how Pan described it. He said it was a, what's the word? A reliquary?
That is where relics are kept, like magic items, like when we played D&D.
You probably
This
should
is
have led
nothing
with
like
reliquary,
Well, I don't
not
know about
library.
You, Grace, but if a dragon came flying out of that mist, I would not be the least bit surprised.
You are such a nerd.
Speaking of, how much do you actually know about Hecate and this idol you're supposed to help?
Tell me about
Do
Hecate.
you know anything about this Hecate? It's not a name that rings bells.
Let's see. Well, she was the goddess of witchcraft, the really dark kind.
Oh.
But she's never really portrayed as evil. She was more of an outsider, lived alone, off in her little corner of the underworld.
She's kind of doing that right now.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I bet knowledge is important to her. It could be an angle if you talk to her.
I'm so glad I brought you, Freddy. I wouldn't know the first thing about any of this.
Nah. Well, I hope it's actually helpful to tell you these things.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it could all be wrong. I would have never pegged Apollo for a surfer dude with confidence issues.
Huh. Yeah, good point.
And about Asterion.
The idol we're here to help is named Asterion.
And you know who that is, right?
No. Should I?
He's Baldur's Gate 3
That's
character.
the Minotaur's real name. You know, big bullhead,
Oh.
horns, lives in a giant labyrinth.
Voiced by Raoul Colley.
Pan did not mention that.
Why am I not surprised?
This Minotaur. You don't think he might be dangerous, do you?
Well, traditionally he eats people, but he was also supposed to have been slain by the hero Theseus.
Well, not so slain after all. Pan says he has a problem with his love life.
Maybe he needs to stop eating all his girlfriends? Okay, I knew that sounded wrong the moment I said it.
As it turns out, the story about Theseus killing the Minotaur, that was all bull.
We should go inside instead of standing out here in the fog.
It's more of a mist, really.
A mist potentially full of monsters.
In we go, then. Are you really planning on doing that favor for Pan?
I mean, it doesn't sound terrible. This is my specialty.
Meddle in love lives? Sweet Talk, the goddess of witchcraft? Freddy, who are you dealing with?
The master meddler and sweet talker.
Damn straight.
I look forward to seeing you in operation. There's no way at all this could go poorly.
Definitely not. Oh. You're very tall, ma'am. Why is everybody so quiet?
I guess the Titan thing is literal, huh?
Mortals within the reliquary. Who permits this intrusion, this sacrilege? This knowledge is not meant for the likes of you. I shall grind you into the dust from whence you came!
Pan gave me this key?
I am really sorry if we startled you. My name is Grace. We've never met before, but, I'm the new muse.
And I'm Freddy. Big fan.
If I broke a rule, I apologize. Pan didn't mention anything about that, I'm afraid.
You are Grace?
Why does it seem like she knew about this beforehand?
Then Calliope is dead. Is that now? I thought that was not for another 11 months yet.
I feel like this is supporting my Apollo's prophecy theory.
Wait, what? You knew Calliope was going to die?
No, I am not informed of this for another 11 months and 3 days.
Or I could just tell you now?
That cannot be. It is written. Yes, it's right here. Calliope joins Grace's band. They become friends. Months later, there is an automobile accident.
So something rushed.
An accident? No, that's not what happened.
Are you saying the books are wrong?
Or somebody knew the... I think I'm going to have to revise my theory. Like, Calliope may have been aware of the prophecy, and that's why she sought out Grace. She may have sought out that audition because she was following in her prophecy's footsteps. And then somebody killed her. And in order to maintain her prophecy, she went straight to Grace's apartment and died, rather than sought out emergency help. And maybe that's also why Apollo is very upset with himself, says he can't help. Because he may have informed Calliope of said prophecy, and so she went off to fulfill that prophecy.
Look, whoever screwed up your magic book, it wasn't me.
Yeah, Grace is already getting blamed for everything.
The books cannot be tampered with. They record what is.
But it isn't.
You will explain. We will both sit, and you will explain. There will be tea.
That's excellent.
Curious. It is clear something unanticipated has occurred. Something outside the realm of fate.
Is that even possible?
It is, but I must follow the threads back to their source to find the origin of the deviation. It may take years of research.
I have
Years?
6 days.
I don't have years.
That is unfortunate. If there is nothing else, I must ask you both to leave so I may begin at once.
Can I meet Asterion?
Actually, I came here to speak to Asterion. If, he he is here.
A visitor for Asterion? How strange.
Are we doing guests? Is that a thing? I didn't know.
Wow, okay. Freddy was right.
As if there was any doubt.
My old friend, this is Grace. She is our muse from the line of Calliope, and it is she who asked for you.
Pan sent me.
I'm here on behalf of Pan. He owes you a favor? Something to do with...
No, not Pan. Nah, never heard of him.
Asterion, of course you know Pan.
No idea what he'd want. No, sir, no favours. Nah, not this Minotaur.
There you have it, Grace. I believe now is the time when you leave.
But there must be some mistake.
There is no mistake. Not this time.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm not going.
It is written.
Did you hear that? Pan sends me all this way and Asterion won't even talk to us?
Maybe there's another Asterion?
Yeah, more likely Pan's got me chasing my tail. This was pointless.
Well, I don't think we're getting back inside. Do you have another plan?
I don't know if my powers will even work on Hecate, but it's worth a shot.
Ooh, a musical number. Do you think this one could be... do you hear what I'm hearing?
Oh, you're still here? I had to run the entire... that's a long way, innit? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to send you away, alright? I just couldn't tell you, not in front of Kate.
Kate? Is that Hecate?
Maybe now you can tell me what this big favor is.
Come on, isn't it obvious?
He
I
loves
heard what you said about
Hecate.
Calliope. I can help you. I really, really can. It has to be you. I am so in love with my dear sweet Kate. I just don't know how to tell her. Please help me tell her.
Let me get this straight. You're in love with Hecate. That Hecate.
Oh, mate, Kate is... She's just the best. Like, she knows everything and she always smells so good. Like, she's so nice to me and she doesn't even have to be. Oh, we got stuck in the tower together because we can't live in the mortal world. I know I could make her happy. I want to try. Won't you help me?
Why not talk to her?
Have you tried, I don't know, talking to her about how you feel? I take that as a no.
I don't have the words. I've tried. Every time I end up knocking over a table or killing a cat or talking about how sometimes meat has that grisly texture I don't like.
You killed her cat? Oh, no.
It was a small cat. I panicked. I'm just not good at words. All right? Really not good.
Do you really call Hecate Kate? Off topic, I know, but I have to ask.
Sometimes she has to go into the mortal world for a short time and do things for Athena.
Uh-huh. And...
Well, she had to make up a magic disguise, a new identity. And I thought she should give it a proper name.
And you suggested Kate?
Yeah, she really liked it. She said, "Thank you, Asterion."
Are you really the Minotaur?
Are you really the Minotaur? Like, the monster who roamed a maze and ate people?
And is supposed to be dead?
Well, my father locked me up in a labyrinth, but I never ate anyone.
Oh, well, that's good.
Except Theseus. But he was a bellend.
I had heard from Alana's channel that Raul had managed to ad-lib the word bellend, and this might be the only time. It might show up in the Getaway, but I have not played that game because the gameplay in it is terrible.
Okay, so you're in love with Hecate. What is it you think I can do?
A muse knows about poetry and the heart and how to make words beautiful. All I want is to ask her, but I need good words. You know, please say you'll help me.
Okay, what if she turns you down?
Hecate might say no. You know that, right?
She probably will. I mean, she's Kate. And I'm me. But just once, I'd like to be able to ask her, to say it out loud instead of thinking it. I'll still help you. No matter what she says. I promise.
I do this and you'll help me in return, right?
Athena made Kate swear she's not allowed to say anything about what happens at the tower. But she never made me swear. Maybe she never thought anyone would ask. But I'll tell you. Even if Kate doesn't like it, I'll tell you.
If I do this first.
If you help me, any trouble will be worth it.
All right.
Okay, I have an idea.
You do?
Well, you do?
You, my bullish friend, are gonna sing your little heart out.
Grace always has the best ideas.
I'll set up a vibe and you go for it.
I'm not great at words. I'm more of a dancer.
Just speak from the heart. Be honest.
You can do it.
You cast a spell on me. Not literally, obviously. But I feel in summary, you and me are meant to be. 'Cause you put a hex on me. You didn't do it to me directly. I'm not blaming you specifically, just that metaphorically. Shit, can someone help me?
Okay, try saying something nice about her.
It's okay. Okay, what are some of the things you love about her?
Okay, this is a nice set change.
Hecate, with you there's so much to love. Oh, I'm not saying you're
Oh my
fat.
gosh, that's great.
Did not just say that. Tell her something she doesn't know about herself.
Oh, Katie, to me, you know you in rapture
Ooh, good word.
is your pallid skin. Your lips are so thin. Your love of books.
Okay, that's fine.
I have but one thought. Why is it that you seem so distraught? Are you saying you're in love with me? You couldn't possibly. Really? Oh, you're doing great. Give it another go.
Maybe Hecate has the same issues that perhaps
Cast a spell on me. It's a feeling
Astorian
that's
has as well.
killing me. But let's say categorically, oh Katie, it's just you and me.
I cannot hide from my reality. I can't help but think it's best that you forget me. I feel so little joy. My want is to destroy. You will come to resent me. I'm truly fond of you. Yet now it appears that you love me. How can you be so sure? What is my allure? Tears are near certain.
I could never make you cry.
It's not my tears I fear. What if I lose you?
Couldn't. Oh, I feel so powerless.
Let me be crystal clear. Do you believe this love of yours shall persevere? Despite all it won't face, it won't disappear. My virtues are few, and if we see this through, the pain that we share may be too severe.
Oh, of course she sings my song better than I do. Help me!
Freddie, you gotta step in.
Me?
Yeah, you're just as qualified as I am.
Hecate, I'd say he's really put himself out there.
We gotta involve
We
everybody
cannot
that's here.
undo.
We can't
It's
just
a brave
do it
thing
all
to do.
ourselves.
Wish I had his daring. Well, I'm saying that I've missed out before. Last chances rushed out that exit door. I could never let my heart be heard, and it's withering. Now I'm reconsidering.
I have always counted on you to speak to me honestly. You're at my beck and call. I've never thanked you at all, and yet you still love me. I let travelers know which way to go, but it bothers me. My own path I forego always seemed apropos, yet where has this led me?
Maybe one step across the line will weave its own spell in given time.
The thought with which I must contend is, can I love my best friend?
Yes. Just decide.
Asterion,
Kate?
it seems you've cast a spell on me.
You will not regret this.
Not yet. It is written. You've cast a spell on me. To think I shall have my own story. You've cast a spell on me. And we shall write it together. You've cast a spell on me. A tale of romance and glory. You've cast a spell on me. But do we have enough leather? You've cast a spell on me.
Excellent. We've done it.
Well, that was diverting. You felt this way the entire time, Asterion, and you said nothing?
I didn't think I was worthy. I mean, look at me. I'm only, half a man.
You have been a devoted friend over the long and lonely years, Asterion. I only wish I had realized sooner we could have been more. As for you, Grace, I thank you for arranging this diversion, however it came to pass.
Now I kind of wonder, okay, how, if everything is written and the interruption changed what's written, what actually happened? What actually is supposed to happen beyond Calliope dying and Grace gaining the Eidolon in the original timeline as Hecate knows it? Because that's the thing with destiny. One of the reasons that I do not believe in destiny is it does you no good if you don't know what destiny is actually going to happen. The world is so chaotic. There is no way to necessarily predict where destiny is going to take you. You could say that somebody was destined to succeed, but that would also mean that a lot of people were destined to fail. And I find that reading very problematic, especially if you cannot see what is written.
I don't get it. Didn't you know this would happen? Wasn't it written?
Of course it was. It was also written that I would be unaware of Asterian's feelings until he spoke them to me.
But you knew that.
I follow the rules. It is written.
I'm glad to see someone happy, finally.
That would be me.
I am also not displeased by this course of events.
Wow, look at you. Living the wildlife.
Come, Asterian, I wish to speak of this further, and find an appropriate outfit.
Hey, wait for me outside, yeah?
Looks like Hecate's gonna be riding the bull.
How long are we supposed to wait? It's been over an hour.
I'm sure it's fine, Grace. I doubt the Minotaur would break his promise. Say, when I tell you.
Whew! You still here? I'm sorry. Kate had a lot to say.
Everything's okay, I hope?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was so wonderful. Kate just wanted to talk about feelings and that, which, well, neither of us are good at. Right, so, I suppose you want to know how Calliope broke into the reliquary that night.
She did what?
No, we didn't know anything about that. Do you mean the night she died?
Oh, well, I thought you already knew. Yeah, the night Calliope died, she broke in somehow. Thing is...
So she would have had to
she
know
didn't take
what was
anything or
written.
even touch anything. I just remember the alarms, and I chased after her.
Did you say the reliquary has alarms? Like burglar alarms, cameras?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It just has a lot of protections. You know, magic.
An alarm
I
is
don't
probably
know magic,
the nice
actually.
equivalent.
Oh, it's just meant to keep the dangerous stuff from being touched. It was set off, so something happened in the reliquary. We just, don't know what exactly.
How do you know Calliope didn't touch or take anything?
Kate knows everything in the reliquary, right down to the last book. She's been looking, but she can't figure if anything was touched. It makes her so mad not to know. And it made Athena pretty mad too.
Athena got involved?
Yeah, when Kate finally told her, Athena wants Kate to keep investigating, but it doesn't look good.
Athena knows what happened here the night Calliope died?
Yeah, Kate told her a day or so later, I think. We didn't know Calliope died that night, though.
What? Athena didn't mention it?
Nope. Not that that's weird. She's not the chatty type, you know?
Wouldn't this affect
She
the
came in
trial?
quiet and cool, wanted to know who was here that night and what Calliope might have wanted. She swore Kate to silence. Not me, though. Guess she's not as smart as Kate.
Those alarms don't go off if someone breaks into the reliquary? They don't detect intruders?
Well, normally nobody does that.
Well, Calliope did. She got in somehow.
Well, she must have snuck in the back way. Where do you think I keep running from? Whatever Calliope did here, it was enough to set off the alarms. That's all I know.
What relics are there? Maybe Calliope was looking for one, but couldn't find it before...
Yeah, that I'm not supposed to say.
Do you have the golden fleece, the shield of Zeus, the sword of Damocles?
Damn it,
Is it
fangirl.
suspended?
You know a lot about that stuff for a mortal.
So it's all real?
Damn
I
it.
can neither confirm nor deny any of that. All I know is that nothing got used and nothing got taken.
You chased Calliope, but did you ever catch up with her?
No. If I'd have caught her, I'd have brought her back and Kate would have gotten answers out of her. All I know is that she was hurt, bleeding bad, but I don't know why. I wanted to help her, but she got away in the fog. Then I ran into Medusa.
Wait, what? Medusa? Here?
Yeah. Well, she's not normally here. I think maybe she was chasing after Calliope too.
How could Calliope have been wounded?
I don't know. Maybe Medusa did it. Probably not, though. You know, I never saw Medusa near the reliquary, just out in the fog, so she never even got that close.
So whatever happened to Calliope happened inside the reliquary?
I guess. But we don't have anything that would attack anyone.
especially not an idol.
So someone else. But they did it inside the reliquary.
If so, they vanished after.
What was Medusa doing here?
She was chasing after Calliope too, I think, but she wouldn't say why. I asked.
Seems pretty convenient. Her just out there suddenly.
Yeah, that part's weird. I've never seen her near the reliquary before.
Couldn't Medusa have broken in like Calliope did?
Yeah, but I chased Calliope from the reliquary. If Medusa had been there, I would have seen her.
Okay. New theory. Athena did it. There is a prophecy that showcases the downfall of the chorus. And Calliope... Or she was already there. Calliope went to the... Calliope and Athena were there. Calliope wanted Athena to know about said prophecy. Athena felt it best to protect the chorus by hiding said truth. And then attempts to kill Calliope. Calliope flees the tower.
This means Calliope came here the night she died. This is where she was attacked.
But we don't know by whom.
Well, this is the second time Medusa's name has come up. That can't be a coincidence.
She's super scary, but, you know she works for Athena, right? I thought maybe that's why she was here, but Athena said she didn't know about it.
That does seem suspicious.
If that's all you need, then I have to go. Kate will be so mad if she finds me gone. Good luck, Muse.
Thanks.
You okay there, friendo?
Friendo? Is No Country for Old Men your favorite movie?
I'm just thinking about Calliope. What happened to her here? Whatever she was trying to do, she probably didn't succeed. She ran from here, dying, maybe straight to our apartment.
Because you were her last hope.
Yeah. What if she hadn't made it? She must have known.
One thing at a time, Grace. You'll figure it out. I know you will.
I guess so. Next thing is to go back to Pan. Tell him his favor is done.
What an adventure.
Sorry?
You're just lucky, Grace. Luckier than you think. You go do what you have to, and I'll meet you back at the apartment, okay?
Okay, straight
Pan.
back to Pan.
I hope you're here, because I don't know where else to look for you.
I mean, he also goes to the Underworld
Of course
Club.
I'm here, Grace. Where else would I be but amongst the trees and the wild things? I really must thank you, by the by. Asterion is simply over the moon, and he's already repaid me with this select tome from the reliquary.
Which select tome are you? You wanted a book.
That's why you did all this? Because you wanted some book?
Not just some book, but a tome from the forbidden depths.
I doubt Hecate would be pleased.
Oh, most assuredly not. Neither would Athena, which makes it all the more delicious. I trust you got what you needed. More grist for the mill of your innocence, as it were.
Grist?
It's quite the coincidence. The place you sent me just happens to be the place Calliope was attacked.
That is quite the coincidence. You must be very grateful.
It's just hard to trust a coincidence that big.
You have no reason to be suspicious. I know nothing of what happened to Calliope at the reliquary. I suppose the question at the heart of this is, do you believe me?
I probably shouldn't, yet somehow I still do.
Then you are unlike the other idols, Grace, for they have all cast aspersions my way for as long as I've existed. And what have I done, beyond the occasional prank or honest betrayal?
Honest betrayal?
I've never lied to you, Grace, and I never shall. If you're looking for innocence, however, well, I'm afraid that's one thing I cannot provide.
What if I discover you're lying to me after all?
You'll do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and we'll see where that takes us.
I hope it's somewhere good. Somewhere I'm not on trial.
Oh, my. You do know how to spoil the mood.
I'm going to
don't
die
you?
in 6 days.
If I can make a suggestion, live the high life. Throw caution to the wind.
That's your suggestion?
And why not, unless you truly prefer Persephone forever running hot and cold? Take my hand, Grace. Take my hand.
Answer's the same as the first time. No thanks.
Can you blame me for trying? Come, dance with me, Grace. One more time before you,
Was I the one
Before I
spoiling the
die?
mood?
You don't have any hope for me, do you? You're just taking what you can get before it's over.
I've seen this story many times, Grace. I've told this story many times. And it always ends the same way.
What's the point of even getting to know me then? Right?
Alright, next time we're gonna have to go talk to Medusa, see if we can dive deeper into this mystery. For now, though, got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night. I'll try to do some more cleaning. At least that box over there. I'll get rid of that box, I promise.